Ho ho!
Tomorrow, Real Madrid makes its home debut in this season's Champions League, a competition that is always special for the fans. How are you approaching tomorrow's game against Olympique Marseille?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Well, we are with the highest excitement that comes with playing the Champions League for Madrid, right? The Champions League is special everywhere, but for Madrid, it's even more so. And being at the Bernabéu, with all the history behind it, it's even more motivating. We're starting our European season now, after the beginning of La Liga, and people are eager to see us take steps forward, to keep growing. Tomorrow, we face a demanding, top-level opponent, and we hope to start well.
You've already spoken quite a bit about what happened in the 90th minute, but there's a clip on Movistar showing you telling the referee, "Don't make me think badly," regarding the sending off of Dean Huijsen, which looked like a very soft call. Do you ever really think badly, or do you just take them as refereeing mistakes and nothing more?
Yes, after the match, with the tension and everything that happened, we spoke, but nothing more. After the game and the press conference with you, I already said what I thought, and we left it there. I think now it's time to turn the page and focus on the Champions League, which is what comes next and what's most important.
We've just learned that La Liga medical staff came here this morning to carry out anti-doping tests on the Real Madrid players. How did that sit with you?
Well, those are things that aren't in our hands. They're league protocols. Today was our turn. That's it. It delayed training a little bit, but nothing more. It's not something we control.
I wanted to ask about Vinicius. Until last season, he had the status of almost untouchable, playing every minute. But this year, in the first 4 league games, he hasn't finished any, and he was even benched in Oviedo. The other day, he seemed frustrated when you subbed him off, bringing on Fran to close the game. How has he taken it? Have you spoken to him? And what role do you see for him this season?
Yes, we've spoken. But the same as I speak with many players. After matches, we talk about feelings, about the context. The other day, Vinny had put in a big effort, and with us playing a man down since the 30th minute, when he came off around the 70th, it wasn't the best situation for an attacking player. He had to sacrifice himself for the team, and he did it well. It was a team win, with everyone contributing, and Vinny, I've seen him well, in good spirits, full of energy, and ready for tomorrow.
I'd like to ask about Carvajal. You won a Champions League with him back then, and now he already has 6, one of the few players who could even reach 7 this year. From the time you first knew him in the dressing room to now, how has he changed? And how have you seen his growth, especially after coming back from a serious long-term injury, and his role in the dressing room today?
There's one part that hasn't changed at all, and that's his competitive gene. He had it even back in 2013 to 14. That's why after coming back from his loan at Leverkusen, he was so important for us straight away. And in that first season, he gave us so much, ending with us winning the Champions League. Over the years, that competitiveness hasn't changed, but his personality, his productivity, his weight in the team, his responsibility as captain, with the experience he now has at Madrid and with Spain, and the respect of his teammates, that has evolved. I met him again in the US this summer when he was still recovering, but now that he's fit, he has a hugely positive influence on the squad. Leaders like him are essential. They're not built, they emerge naturally in a dressing room. Carva is one of those leaders. There are others as well, and we need that strong core to carry the rest. With time, he's embraced that role, just as others did before him, and now it's his turn.
Do you understand that Madrid fans, or even people inside the club, might think badly after it was revealed that Barcelona paid the vice president of the referees committee? Do you think it's fair to think badly in that context?
Well, as I said, I already explained myself after the press conference the other day, and I don't want this to become a recurring theme about refereeing. Let's think about tomorrow. What happened at Anoeta was clear and has been talked about enough already. It's time to look ahead.
I'll insist a little more on refereeing. Back in February, Ancelotti said in this very room that he felt more comfortable with European referees than Spanish ones. From your own experience, which do you feel more comfortable with? What differences do you see?
I feel equally calm. I don't have any worries before a match, neither for tomorrow nor for Saturday's league game.
I wanted to ask you about Mbappe. Did you imagine he'd be at this level already in September?
I was optimistic. After the World Cup, which was almost like a whirlwind around Kylian, he then had that bout of acute gastroenteritis, but I was optimistic that little by little we could connect, get to know each other, and then you see the player he is, his curiosity for the game. He loves football, he loves understanding things, and when he understands them and feels them, that's when all his individual quality flourishes. We need him, and we also need the team's collective quality so that he can then bring his difference. But it's not just Kylian or Vinny or Rodrigo. We need the whole team functioning, with and without the ball, so they can do their special things. That's all them. I take no credit for the things they do differently.
You left the club in 2014 after winning La Decima and extended your career 3 more years at Bayern. Looking back, in 2014, you planted the seed for what became arguably the greatest era in the club's history, with all respect to Di Stefano's era. In these 11 years, did you ever think you might have left too soon and missed out on being even more part of that period?
No, no, I never thought that. Those were 5 very intense years. Winning that Champions League was hard. Maybe if we hadn't won it, I wouldn't have left Madrid so calmly. Before La Decima, we had 3 straight semi-final eliminations. I think many of us learned then, or those who later won even more learned, that to win you have to lose first, and sometimes lose quite a bit. Those years of falling short in semi-finals prepared us to finally win the 10th. The next year was tough, we didn't win, and then came the incredible run, 3 in a row. That's unique in the history of Madrid and the Champions League. Only a few of the current players were part of that, but it remains exceptional.
You spoke about leaders emerging in the dressing room. In recent years, Madrid has lost some leaders. Just this past summer, Lucas Vázquez and Luka Modric. So following Edu's question about Mbappe, beyond the goals, do you see leadership qualities in him already? In these 3 months, has he shown that leadership?
Without a doubt. I think by personality, by experience, by the influence he has on others, he's one of them. When that leadership group is strong and consolidated, the rest know who to look to and who to follow, and Kylian is definitely one of them.
The club has announced it will take the matter of refereeing in Spain to FIFA. Can you give us your thoughts on that?
It's not about one isolated case. I think defending our interests is something legitimate, and whenever the club decides to do so, I think it's right.
In this dressing room, except for the new arrivals, like Alexander-Arnold, most still haven't won a Champions League, including Kylian. You just said you wouldn't have left Madrid in 2014 without winning it. Have you spoken with him about that? Do you sense he's desperate to win it, as one must at Real Madrid?
No, not desperate. I think we all feel that this is a project just beginning. And part of being at Madrid on this journey is that one of the objectives is to win the Champions League. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully we're on the right path. Kylian is part of that, but I haven't seen him anxious at all. Today we talked about what the Champions League means, but not about May. We talked about the immediate future.
For you, Real Madrid is the most successful club in the history of the Champions League. Does that help the team, or does it add pressure for you?
That's a fact, not just for me. It's unquestionable. For me, it's an honor, a motivation, a responsibility you live with and also enjoy. When you come here, when you wear this shirt, when you train at this club, it's for that. And it's a privilege.